Look at my cat.
She's so sexy.
She's porno
No,
kitty.
my cat's not
Look at
sexy.
her,
She's a
she
cat.
is, so-
I just can't do it. I can't sexualize my cat. She's chewing on the hair between her feet.
So can we address the
you.
Urkel glasses issue? Oh, can we say?
Oh, the screw fell out.
Yes.
So I used athletic tape.
My hair just looks like so bright.
All right,
Okay.
start again. Say we're going to do another letter.
It's a combination bite sniff.
For us, it's
Carrie
hilarious.
Crenson is pulling stray threads out of my jeans. Thank you, Carrie. These jeans are 2 minutes away from being a
snatch
dust
cam.
rag. John.
Oh, please.
My name is Rose, and I've been out as a lesbian to my friends and family since my freshman year of high school, but I was aware of my attraction to females much earlier. I usually have no reservations when letting someone know that I am gay and telling them that it is just who I am, but recently I have been having my doubts about why I am gay and how this all happened. I guess, as with most of your letters, a little background is probably necessary. I grew up with a single mom, and I have never met my father. I have been told that even though he was intelligent and a loving guy, he would have made a terrible father, and that it was probably a good thing that he left before I was born. My mom, on the other hand, is honestly one of the most understanding and caring women that I know, and she was one of the first people, after I came to accept the fact myself, that I came out to. She was completely okay with it all, and has always been there when I had any problems, relationships or otherwise. She is the kind of mom that some of my friends who were much more confused than I ever was came to about their orientation long before they ever could talk to their parents about it. I have always had access to a wide array of information, and therefore I was aware of sexuality and the issues that come with it pretty early on. I was consistently around gay and lesbian adults during my upbringing and never thought anything odd about it. However, I am now becoming more and more familiar with the fact that this is nowhere near the normal youth experience. I'm becoming more immersed in the GLBT culture. I have also become informed of the other side, the side that says one can be turned gay, that it is unnatural, that it is merely a product of one's environment. I do not completely buy into this at all. However, I cannot help but think that my lack of father figure and an awareness of my sexuality at a young age may have influenced how I view myself. Ultimately, I am wondering what you have to say on the whole nature versus nurture argument. Do you think that environment has any impact on one's sexuality, or is everything dependent on some purely biological factor? I have to believe that I was born this way because of all the feelings I can remember from so early on. But I have heard so many arguments from so many different sources that it's hard to create a solid opinion.
This, Rose, is the question of questions. This is the question that we have all had.
This is it.
This is it.
This is the question on the table. Is it nature versus nurture?
Right.
Unfortunately, I think this question exists because people are uncomfortable
Yeah.
and scared of homosexuals in
Yeah.
general still.
And they want to know where to put
unfortunately.
responsibility.
Yeah,
Right, they
and
want somebody to blame.
They want to blame, and they want to think that they can change us. And it's
Yes.
just an unfortunate. It's our society is.
Yes.
This is why this question is such a huge factor.
You're
in who
so
we're being
right.
who we are.
There's a belief that if I'm homosexual due to nurture, due to something that happened to me, then I am responsible to make sure I get
Right.
myself back to my heterosexual state.
Right.
And
Therefore, putting the heterosexual state at a more important,
as
a better
the,
level.
as the healthy.
When all is said and done and the day is over, does it matter? I don't want to. I don't want to undermine. I don't want to undermine what you're asking by any means, and it's a very important question. But in the end, how you became this way or why you are this way, does it really matter? Trying to beat your head against the wall and find out why and who's responsible for it.
Some people want to know that they are loving someone out of authenticity and not out of a defense.
I
And
believe
let
that.
me tell you what I mean by that. When people suspect that they are gay because environment harmed them rather than they were born so, such as a girl who is a lesbian because she was molested by a male.
Right.
When people suspect that, they suspect that they are now loving their female partner out of the defense of the fact that they are fearful or something to be with a male partner.
Wow.
And that is less than acceptable for them, which I understand. They want to know that they have actualized and found their true authentic self.
Organically, naturally. Yeah.
And that they are not living out some defense mechanism.
Right.
The answers lie in asking yourself about your feelings, observing your feelings and where they come from.
Yeah.
And you're going to recognize, am I responding to women because there's a fear response to men? Like you've got to get hyper tuned in to your feelings and your responses to your environment and the world and the people that approach you, so you can start to understand what they're about.
I think sometimes with this question, this huge question, it's a good question, but I think sometimes we put too much importance on the question. I don't think it's as important as who you are. I mean, I'm going to be super honest right now. I believe I felt these feelings since I was in, like, first grade. I was never molested or raped or any of the things that some people say. And some people I know have been through some horrible things, and they attribute those to being who they are. And I'm not. It might be. I don't know. Maybe it is. But it is who they are now. Period. And you know what? Period. And there's no, this is who they are. This is who I am. It is who we are. Regardless of the question, regardless of our upbringings. So just, it's okay to be what you're feeling right now. It's okay.
It is okay. It is okay.
Always.
It's always okay. And I say go with your heart. But I also understand the question that people run into where they want to know, is this my heart? Or is this my defense mechanism keeping me from my heart? And it is your question to answer or decide if it doesn't matter. It's your question to grapple with. Ultimately, I think love is the bottom line. Mm-hmm. And you go with your heart.
In the end, that's all that matters, is how much you loved and how much you were able to love. That's all that's going to matter in the end.
There's really too much else to figure out and deal with in life than to try to figure out why not to love someone.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. So I was playing devil's advocate with this question. I understand people wanting to make sure that they are living out their organic destiny and not some place where their nurturing had them turn a corner that maybe if they were left to their own devices they wouldn't have taken. Okay, fair enough. I understand that curiosity, but honestly, if you think about it, really, the question to start with before looking to the answer to that is, does it really matter? I have to agree with John and Kerry on this one. You can take a lot of time to try and figure that out, and it still doesn't mean you're going to change your sexuality. If I were to find out tomorrow that I were gay because, I don't know, somebody shaved my head in my sleep when I was 6 or whatever reason there could be for it, I still wouldn't want to change it. I don't care why I'm gay. I love who I love, and I'm happy that way.
Rawr. Rawr. What's your problem? What's your problem?